Moving along the table of stars from film and TV, I've bumped into Kim Hartman. Kim, how are you doing?
Hello, I'm doing really well.
Good. Are you enjoying your morning so far here?
So far, only been here about half an hour, but it's good so far.
You're here with the rest of your crew, as it were.
Well, Zee Germans.
Zee Germans. And hopefully we'll be able to get a word with them a bit later. Do you do many of these sort of events for the die-hard fans of these things?
Whenever we can. I mean, we don't do a vast amount, but if we're not working and other things, and if we can all get together, because we find that the three of us Germans together seems to work really well for people. I can't imagine why.
Allo Allo is obviously having quite a resurgence at the moment as well on some of the TV channels that we can now get it on. Are you finding a lot of these people coming back up to you and saying, I watched you when it was first out and first going round?
Well, I've just been talking to someone actually about every generation seems to be a fan of it because it's constantly repeated somewhere, and also across Europe as well. So we have people from Belgium, Holland, Poland as well, and Australia, as well as people here of all shapes and sizes and ages. So it's great.
Excellent. And are you here all day today?
I believe so.
So if you are in Hall 5 at the NEC, why don't you come down and see Kim and the rest of Zee Germans sitting next to her? And can I wish you a really good day today?
Well, thank you very much.
Thanks, Kim. Right, moving down the line again, we are still with Zee Germans, and after we've just spoken to Kim, we're now joined by Guy Sinner. So, Guy, how are you doing? How's your day been so far?
I'm doing very well. Well, it's been quite busy actually already. It's only the early birds so far, but we're expecting a flood in about half an hour's time, I believe.
Excellent stuff. Now, the resurgence of Allo Allo, Kim alluded to it earlier. It's repeated pretty much everywhere now, so lots of new generations are coming to see you now, aren't they?
Absolutely. And forgive me, but I wouldn't say it's resurgence because it is ever popular and it's quite extraordinary. We're very, very lucky. It not only did it hit an enormous chord at the time because it was popular worldwide, and I mean worldwide. You know, I would get stopped at the time. I would get stopped on the street in New York in a business suit and sunglasses. You know, I was stopped once in St Kilda in Melbourne. You know, in the street, just in civilian clothes. It's extraordinary how people just everywhere took the show to their heart, and the characters. I just loved the characters. It was a genius bit of writing, and we're so lucky to have been involved in it. And as I say, it's not a matter of resurgence. It's been popular from that day to this.
Lots of series. Whereabouts was it filmed, and where did you go for all of those different locations?
Nearly all of the location work was done in Norfolk. We were based in a town called Swaffham, and nearby there was a manor house called Linford Hall, where we did a lot of shooting, and all of this was no coincidence really, because David Croft, our producer-director, lived right down the road, and so he would get into his Rolls-Royce and he would drive, for 5 minutes, and he would be on set.
Very clever.
Yes, and the rest of us were stuck in a hotel. He always used to say, "Oh, it's because Norfolk is so flat and it looks like northern France," but it was complete nonsense. It was simply because he wanted to live at home, and bless his heart, he had every right.
Excellent stuff. Now, when presumably you three go to these sort of conventions, because the Germans as a package is a very good package.
Yes, it is. People seem to like to see the three of us together in costume and all that, and we find that we're a very close group of friends as well, so it works beautifully just with the three of us.
Excellent stuff. Can I wish you a very good day today?
Thank you very much.
And have as much fun with these die-hard fans as you seem to be having already with the early birds.
Thank you, and thank you to you, and thank you to Showmasters.
Thank you. Richard Gibson joining us. Richard, how are you doing today?
I am very well, thank you.
Excellent. Now, tell me a little bit about your journey through the show, because Kim and Guy have told us a little bit about what they've been doing. Now, tell me about what you took from the show.
I took most of Poland.
Of course you did. Of course. Now, the resurgence of the show, although Guy says it's not a resurgence, it's been very popular worldwide. Are you recognised? Are you spoken to as the guy out of Allo Allo?
Quite a bit. I don't actually get recognised. This is Richard Gibson talking now, and not making tasteless jokes as Herr Flick. Apologies to all the Polish people I've just offended. No. It's funny because it's a character, and also people think that Herr Flick is tall, and I'm actually not very tall. So I do have a kind of anonymity, which is quite nice, really.
I can imagine. And the three of you journey to these conventions as a team, obviously to get the Zee German package. And do you enjoy these days yourself?
We do. People always come at you with a smile. If you're in a comedy, people come at you with a smile. And it's cheerful. There's something innocent about cosplay, and nobody judges anybody. It's a kind of environment where people can do it as they like.
And do you find, there's some die-hard fans out there that catch you on things that you did wrong, or that they want to ask you very specific details on?
Yes. Yeah, very much. Because a lot of the people that we talk to have seen it more often than we have. So when you're doing it, when you're in a show like that, after about the first series, you almost become the custodian of the character. It doesn't belong to you anymore. It only belongs to you right at the beginning, and then after that it belongs to everybody. And you can't vary it. And
it's excellent. And to be honest, it's a real pleasure to see all three of you in 10 feet of a table today, because it really brings back some of the times that I spent watching you as I was growing up.
Yes.
I appreciate it.
It doesn't really work on the radio, though, does it?
It doesn't, but when I take a photograph and Instagram it, people will look at that as on the podcast.
Oh, yeah, because people watch the radio now, don't they, on the podcast?
That's right, and we can video through that as well.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the way forward, Richard.
It is. I must get myself a wireless set.
I think there's a wireless set in the bedstead at the house upstairs.
Tell me more.
Thank you very much for your time. Of course, that was Richard Gibson from Allo Allo, and he's here. Hall 5, NEC today. Come and see him with Kim and Guy, and have a chat with Zee Germans. Thank you very much.
Why is this man talking to himself?